Hello and welcome to today's yoga video here on the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing a hip opening practice. This is going to be something that is appropriate for anybody who just has really tight hips, whether you are an athlete, an Olympic weightlifter, a runner, or even just somebody who sits in a chair all day long and doesn't move around a whole lot. That's another really good way to get tight hips. So this is hopefully going to help you release those tight hips. So when you're ready, have a seat on your mat and let's get started. Okay, so coming into a comfortable seated position, roll your shoulders back. Go ahead and close your eyes. Turn your palms to face up, allowing your arms to be really heavy, and just take a couple deep breaths in and out through your nose. As you breathe in and out through your nose, allow whatever's going on in the background to just kind of fizzle out. No worries about what happened earlier or what needs to happen later on. Just being really present here, really focused. When you're ready, quietly open up your eyes. You're going to look down at your feet and make sure that your right foot is pulled in towards your pelvis. The left foot is slightly out away from you. You don't want to be with one foot on top of the other. From here, you're going to bring the fingertips down to the ground, so you have to sit really tall to do that. And then slowly spider your fingers over to the left. And then reach your right arm up and overhead. Try to keep both hips on the ground here. You should feel a good stretch through the side body here, especially the top of the right hip. Sorry, I'm mirroring, and I really try hard to get my rights and my lefts correct, but I didn't sleep that great last night, and so I find that when I try to film the day after not sleeping well, I always struggle. I mess up my right and left. So come back to center, shake it off, and then do it over onto the other side. So lifting the left arm up overhead, reaching as far as you can, but then pressing into the right hand so that both hips are nice and even on the mat, not allowing that left hip to lift up off the mat. Looking out underneath the arm, trying to bring the arm in line with your ear if that's possible, breathing space into the side body. As you inhale, come back to center. From here, you're going to bring the bottoms of the feet to touch in Cobbler's pose. Bring your heels as close to your pelvis as you can, and then open up, bringing the knees out to the side. Now, if your knees are up like this, you just have really tight hips, no big deal. We're going to open them up right now. If that's happening, you're going to press into your legs with your elbows to help open up. And then wherever you are, you're going to take your hands, wrap them around your feet, and bring your thumbs into the arches of the feet. Open up the feet like a book, so the full expression of this pose has the tops of the feet pressed against the floor. Then from here, you're going to look out in front of you, broad collarbones, the back is very long, and then reach your heart forward. And with each exhale, finding a little bit of length through your torso, reaching your sternum forward. Maybe a gentle bit of movement side to side, whatever feels good for you, go ahead and do that. Trying to relax your shoulders away from your ears, don't let them bunch up. Trying to avoid rounding through the upper back. Keep your gaze out in front of you on the ground, maybe 3-4 feet out in front of you. So we're opening up through the inner thighs here. And then when you're ready, rise all the way up. Bring your hands underneath your knees. And from here, we're going to open up the legs, not as wide as you probably could go. Like, we're not aiming to do a split here. It's probably just, I would say, wider than a yoga mat, and your feet would be off the mat. So if you were turning and facing the long way, your feet are off the mat. Toes pointed about 45 degrees away from you. You're going to bring your hands into the center and then just kind of allow yourself to relax into it, even though this might not be the most relaxing pose. So what I'm saying is it's not a very it's more of like a passive stretch here. So just allow your forearms to sink towards the ground, allowing your upper body to be heavy and just breathing into the inner thighs. You're gonna feel this like right up in here where your legs connect to your torso. So getting deep, deep, deep into the inner thighs here. You're also going to feel this probably in the low back as well. The hips and the low back are quite connected. So if you have low back pain, it may have to do with tight hips. You might find that opening up those tight hips is a good way to help release that pain. When you're ready, gently walk your hands back towards your pelvis. You're going to swing the legs around and extend the left leg out in front of you. The right leg is going to come back behind you, or rather the right foot is. The knee is facing forward. You're going to rise up onto the left hip and then just manually move the right calf muscle out to the right so that you can comfortably like hang out in this position here. There shouldn't be any pinching sensation in the knee. If there is, back off. You can take like maybe a bigger, a wider angle here, or if it's just not happening for you, it's not worth it to force it, so just extend both legs. So do whatever feels good for you. If your legs are like this, you want to have the knees about hip distance, so don't let this knee open up too wide. From here, we're sitting really tall, fingertips on the ground, gentle flex of the left foot, and then walk your fingers forward. Keeping the gaze out in front but on the ground, so you're not looking straight down, because as you would see, if I look straight down, then my back starts to round. So if we look out in front, that helps to keep the integrity of the posture. So here we are stretching the left hamstring. You're also getting like a minor stretch of the right quadricep as well. And we're going to go deeper into that quad in a second, but first, let's focus on the hamstring. So bring your awareness to the back of the left leg, and as you breathe, follow the breath from the heel all the way up to your hip. Almost imagining that you can visualize length and space as you inhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale, melt your belly towards your thigh. One more time. And then from here, gently walk your hands back. Now, be really mindful of the knee. You're going to slowly come back only as far as feels comfortable. Maybe that's this, and that's totally cool. Maybe it's further back. Maybe it's all the way back. If you're going to go all the way back, go back with the head first, and then the shoulder blades come to the ground, arms up overhead, and the back is arched. And wherever you are, you're just going to breathe space and length into that quadricep. Gently release wherever you are. Be really mindful of that knee. You can even take your hand to the knee and gently release. Shake the legs out, and we'll take it over to the other side. So we'll bend the left foot back, and then come up onto the right hip and manually move the calf muscle so it's out to the left. Knees about hip distance here, fingers on the ground. Inhale and get as long as you can through your torso, and then as you exhale, you'll just spider your fingers forward, stopping wherever you need to. The goal here, you want to think belly to thigh, belly to thigh. That's the focus. Gaze is out in front, about 3 feet on the ground out in front of you. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your way up and finding your way over onto the other side as you lean back. So maybe you're just gonna stay here, that's okay. Or maybe you're gonna go back, that's cool too, whatever works for you. And then gently release when you're ready. Bring the hand to the knee and slowly lift the knee up and then shake off the legs. From here, come down onto your back and pull your knees into your chest. Really pull the knees in and then energetically press your tailbone down towards the ground. So this isn't a movement that you would see, but it's more something you feel. You want to try to feel like your entire spine from the neck all the way down through the tailbone is on the mat. And then from here, option to rock side to side. It's going to give you a nice little release on the low back as it also stretches out the glutes. And come back to center. And from here, take your hands to the tops of the shins, gently flex the feet. Lift the shins so that they are about parallel with the ground, and then open up for supine frog. You want to keep about 90 degrees in the knees. So try not to let your feet kind of like sink in. 90 degrees, gentle flex of both feet, spread the toes. When you're ready, press your knees together. Bring the legs down to the ground. From here, we're going to open up for Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're bringing the bottoms of the feet to touch and you're opening up the knees to the side. If this is a lot for your inner thighs, you can roll up like a beach towel and place one underneath each knee, and that'll help support it. Or if you have yoga blocks, you can slide those underneath there as well to help support the knees. Go ahead and close your eyes, and even though you're not doing much here, like you're literally just laying here, see if you can breathe full, deep, even breaths, trying to make your inhales and exhales of equal length, and visualize that with each inhale you're able to work through that tension that you might be feeling through your inner thighs. From here, gently release. Bringing the feet down to the ground, you're going to heel toe your feet until they're a little bit wider than hip distance, and then allow the knees, maybe even off the mat, and allow the knees to kind of droop in towards one another. And you should feel like a nice stretch along the side of the legs here. Quietly
Open up the eyes, gently release the positioning with the legs. You're gonna heel toe your feet in so they're about hip distance. When they are, you're gonna kind of leave your feet right where they are, but just let your knees droop over to the slump over to the right. And you should feel a nice stretch through the top of the left thigh. If you don't, it just means you're probably quite open, so you might need to use like a weight. So you have your right foot that you can use as a weight. You'll cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh and just gently kind of relax into it, and you should feel a good stretch. Gently release. Coming back to center, so feet are about hip distance. And then keeping the feet where they are, the knees just kind of go over to the left. And then if you need a little bit more, you can cross the left ankle over the right thigh to help bring that leg down. This is a good psoas stretch. You might even feel this up, like up and over the hip, and then into even the side body and the low back as well, because it's all connected. Gently release when you're ready. And from here, we'll extend for Savasana. So Savasana is really important to just allow your body to absorb all the good things you just did. It's a kind of nice transition between your yoga practice and your real life. So go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to be here for 5 minutes to help you totally de-stress, and I'll let you know when those 5 minutes are up. quietly open the eyes, wiggle the fingers and toes, and then slowly make your way over onto your right side. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale and press into your left hand to sit yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes, just taking a second to acknowledge your practice and your commitment to your health. And when you're ready, seal it in. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below in the comment section, and I will do my best to be in touch. Don't forget that you can order my book, Namaste, which is available on Amazon, at Barnes & Noble, and most major bookstores everywhere. And I also want to let you know that season 2 of our podcast just launched. It's called Namaste with Yoga by Candace, and it's everywhere that you find podcasts: iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. So head over to one of those platforms to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you very soon here on the YBC channel.